Hey guys, how you all doing? Hope you're all alright. So this is going to be a pickups video, and this is going to be everything I picked up for the previous 3 weeks. It's been a while since I did a pickup video. I don't remember exactly when I did it. It might have been 3 weeks ago. I haven't checked. But yeah, I've got a few things to show you. Pretty good amount of stuff, and a good variety as well for different systems as well. So yeah, spice it up a little bit. I like to do that. But first of all, I want to say a massive thank you to my good friend Rich, UK Retro Game Addict. Absolutely fantastic YouTuber. I'm sure a lot of you will already know who he is and you check out his channel, and if you haven't, there's a link down below, so please do, because his channel is fantastic and he's such a nice guy, really friendly. And basically a few months back we did a deal. He had a couple of GameCube games I was interested in he was selling, so he did me a really good price on them, and I picked up Mario Kart Double Dash and Luigi's Mansion because I really wanted to play Luigi's Mansion before number 2 comes out on the 3DS because I've never played it before. However, anyway, he sent them to me, and he hadn't checked them before he sent them out. And Luigi's Mansion, they got the wrong disc in the box. He got a wrestling game in there. So I told Rich, he was cool about it. He was like, yeah, no problem, sorry about that, mate. And he said he'd send me another copy out. Now, obviously, if you've been watching his channel, you know he was doing retroactive, I think it was September. So obviously he was extremely busy, you know, putting the event together, hosting it, and, you know, making it all go smoothly. So, you know, I was just, whenever he could send it, I was happy to receive it, and I didn't think nothing of it. And then yesterday a parcel arrived, and I was like, well, where's that come from? And I had no clue who it was from. And I saw the address where it came from, and I thought, who's that? And I was confused. And it was from Rich, and he sent me the game, but not only did he send me Luigi's Mansion, which is here in lovely shape, there you go, which is absolutely excellent, so thank you, Rich. All complete. So excellent. I really can't wait to have a go on this and see what it's all like, because I know loads of people have said it's brilliant, so really interested to play that, so excellent. But not only that, the top bloke that he is, he threw a couple of extras in for me, which I thought was so nice of him. And the first thing he sent me was a game called Killer 7. Now, I've heard of this before, and I saw it on Evil Slothman's channel. I'm pretty certain that most people think this kicks your ass. I'm sure it's supposed to be a really hard game. I'm sure it's got a reputation for being a bitch. But I'm really looking forward to trying it because I know nothing about it at all. It's got that cool flippers with the 2 discs as well. And Rich also sent me, which is absolutely fantastic for the game room, an official Yoshi plushie, which is just bloody brilliant. But not only that, he also sent me Toad as well. So absolutely awesome. So thank you very much, Rich. Absolutely awesome obviously done that, mate. I really do appreciate you doing it. You didn't have to throw the extras in, so that's quality, mate. And I say, guys, if you've never seen UK Retro Game Addict, check out his channel down below, because absolutely fantastic YouTuber, really nice guy, you know, really friendly, and he has the best luck in the world when it comes to car boots, because he just picks up some absolutely amazing stuff. So yeah, so onto the pickups, and first of all, that's better. First of all, in my previous pickup video, I didn't show a game. I completely and utterly forgot that I'd got it, to be honest. I got it off eBay, put it on the shelf, completely forgot it was there. And last week I suddenly realised, oh Christ, I better put that in the next video. So I'm going to show you that first. And it's a Dreamcast title, and it's Confidential Mission, which is a shooter. It's basically a light gun game. It's a really cool spy light gun game. It's really cheesy with the dialogue and everything. It's classic Sega arcade, like House of the Dead kind of cheese. But it's just a really fun game. I love it. It's great. And I've played it through loads of times in the past, not with the controller, but not with a light gun. And now I've got 2 light guns, so I'm really looking forward to having a blast on this. It's a cracking little game. And my Dreamcast titles are starting to build up a little now. I'm starting to get a lot more. There's games I want to get now that are starting to cost more, like Sonic Adventure 2. It's, you know, it's about 15, 20 quid, something like that, for a decent copy. It's a bit of a pain. I want to get Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which is about anything from 15 to 25 quid. Zombies Revenge, I missed out on that the other day. I could have got that for a tenner, and I ummed and ahed about buying it and didn't buy it, and then someone bought it, and now the cheapest one's $13.99, so yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the arse, but I'll get it one day. So in my previous pickup video, I think it was, I said I was going to go to car boot if I could. I went to car boot on the following Sunday. Unfortunately the weather was pretty bad, and so a lot of people didn't turn up, and it was, you know, it wasn't the greatest car boot, and there wasn't hardly anything there really that I was interested in. Even the main guy who's there, who's a trader and has stacks of stuff, I had a look through his Xbox, PS2 and PS1, but there really wasn't anything I was interested in. It was all stuff I got or wasn't interested to buy. So I did find one game when I was walking around the car boot section, and it's a PS1 title, and it's called True Pinball. I believe this makes me like 58 games now, I think, or something. So I've got a long way to go to the 100, unfortunately. It looks pretty decent. I mean, it just looks like a 32-bit version of Pinball Dreams or Pinball Fantasies on your Amiga. It just looks really overdone, but it looks cool. I'll give it a shot. It only cost me £1 as well, so for £1 it's worth a shot. Yeah, really nice manual, and the disc is really nice. I remember rightly, it hasn't got many scratches on it, if any. So in fact, it hasn't got any scratches on it. It's mint, one of them beautiful black discs. So yeah, I'm really happy to have that as well. Only £1, so worth a pick up. So last week, I just had my tea. You've got to keep yourself hydrated. Is that the right word? I think that's the right word. Yeah. Otherwise, you just dry up. So yeah, last week I had a really unfortunate incident. Basically, I came into the game room. I felt like playing a bit of Super R-Type. I was going to try Super Metroid. Turns on the Super Nintendo, no sound. I was like, oh crap. So I did the usual, test the cables, make sure the cables are okay, test the connections, try everything, make sure everything's all working. Because I got everything through switches, so you got to make sure everything's all connected properly and there's no loose connections, etc. And yeah, and basically there was no sound, it was just not happening at all. I was like, oh bugger. So I went onto Google, did a bit of a search around, checked a few forums, and over the years people have posted about this. Apparently it must be a common problem where you just turn it on one day and there's no sound, it's just died. And there were 2 versions of the Super Nintendo, if I'm correct from what I read, which was about a week ago, so I can't remember, but I believe the first version of the Super Nintendo that came out had a separate sound module on the motherboard, which I do have a spare one from a previous console I had years ago. And the revised console, when they did that, they put everything into one motherboard so that if anything goes wrong, basically you're screwed, you have to buy a new system, or if you get a motherboard, swap the motherboards out. Bit of a pain in the arse, but there you go. So I was like, well, what am I going to do? So I went on to eBay. American eBay, honestly, the prices are ridiculous. I mean, they always were expensive, but yeah. All I wanted was just the system, just the console. They want no cables, nothing, just the machine. And the cheapest you were looking at was like $25 to $30 by now. And most of those were like yellow crap ones. You get a couple of grey ones, but not many. And then obviously there's the shipping costs, which are like $30 upwards, and some people were charging $80, and I was like, no, that's just stupid. So I spoke to my good friend Salem Todd and asked him for a bit of advice on how much the systems sell for in like vintage stock where he set the shops and like thrift stores, etc. Just to get an idea really of if eBay was overcharging or not. And he came back to me, and I think he said, I'm sure he said they were like $40 for the system alone in vintage stock, and that which he was shocked by because he thought it was a bit expensive, which to be honest it is. And so I just started thinking, well, yeah, maybe eBay isn't as bad as I thought it was. But then again, you pay your $30 for the console, and then, as I say, you get anything from like $20, $30, $40 for shipping, and then you're possibly running into the chance of getting custom taxed as well, and it's like, it's all a pain in the arse. So I thought, well, I'll have a look on UK eBay. You don't get that many American systems on there, but it's worth a look, just see if anybody's got a good deal for me. And I came across one guy, and it was an absolutely brilliant deal, it was a steal, and I just couldn't say no, so I got a console from him. So what I got from him, and I'll tell you the price, was this. Now this is obviously extremely yellow, and this is an empty shell, because basically I took all the bits out of this and put them in my old console, because my old console's nice and grey, and I don't like yellow consoles, they look crap. And so yeah, I got the system, which works perfect, which is excellent, but he also had a copy of Lemmings, Loose Cart. Now I haven't tried this yet because I've got a controller, I haven't got a mouse, and I've got it on the Amiga, so to be honest there's no point in playing it on Super Nintendo because the Amiga's going to be way better. But I mean, yeah, and the filth and the shit inside there is ridiculous. I need to get some cotton buds and clean this good and proper. It's horrendous. I might sell it on eBay, but quite honestly I doubt it's worth anything, so I don't know. We'll wait, so unless anybody wants it, and anybody's interested in the American copy of Lemmings, let me know. You can have it for free, by the way. I'm not selling it, I'll just give it away. Yeah, and then it also, next thing you sent me, I also got in the deal, box copy of Dino City, which isn't in the greatest of condition. I mean, it's not in the condition that I would usually buy a game, but it's in decent enough. I would probably say, because when I first saw it I wasn't that impressed, but actually there's only a couple of hairline marks, and it's got a price stick on the front, which is a pain in the arse, but I can get them off easy, just steam them off. I would say yeah, I'd actually say it's an 8 out of 10. You know, if that's probably been a bit harsh. Some people might think this is a 9 out of 10 actually, to be honest, but I'd say an 8 to be fair. I don't know anything about the game. I've seen it loads of times for sale on American and the UK eBay, and never really been interested. But I have got a magazine which I can't think of the name of at the moment, American magazine from the 90s, and they got a preview of Dino City in there, and it looked interesting. So I'm going to keep it for the collection either way. If it's bad or good, I don't mind. Got reg card, Nintendo Power, of course. Manual, which is in excellent condition. Is it colour? No, it is. It's a nice colour one, which is wasting my time because the glare from the window. Oh well. Yeah, it comes in the tray, which I've just noticed has got a chunk out of it, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. Precautions leaflet, and the cartridge is in fantastic shape. The label's spot on. Pins are clean, really nice. So yeah, I'm going to play it another go, see how it goes, if it's any good or not. I believe I've got 63 back there, so this would be 64. I think that's right. But yeah, as I say, it's in good enough condition for the collection. It's not like it's destroyed, but you know, the Super Nintendo is the only system I'm really paranoid about condition. I don't care too much about others. I just like them in decent condition. You know, I never buy a game for a system that's in really shitty condition. But when it comes to Super Nintendo, they've got to be immaculate. But yeah, Dino City anyway. Get to the point. Next one I got with the system was Chester Cheetah Too Cool to Fall. Not expecting a lot from this game. I expect it to be a pile of crap, but I'm going to give it a try. I would say this is probably a 7 out of 10 because it has got, you ain't going to see it on the camera, but it's got a bit of a mark there. It's got some marks there in the corner. There's a bit of dent in there, a bit of edge wear there, but that's no big deal. I don't mind that. But yeah, I can live with it. I mean, it's in pretty reasonable condition, so I'll make that number 65 for the collection. What the hell? Also got a price stick on it, which needs to come off. I'm always sceptical actually whether you should take price stickers on. I know being a collector is better to have them off because it looks nicer, but I also think it's kind of authenticity as well. It's authentic if you got the price sticker on from the original time. But then again, you start getting a bit anal with the collecting then, don't you? Because it's like, you know, get like them people that restore shit and, you know, they want to distress everything. You know. I don't know. Anyway, there's a manual. It's got a bit of a crease in the corner, but I can just flatten it. That's no problem. In the tray, the plastic bag, and it's also got the dust cover, which is excellent. Never have enough of them because buying the bloody things on eBay is an absolute bitch because they're just so expensive. There you go. Well, they're not like mega expensive, but they're more expensive than what I think a piece of plastic should cost. Because I'm pretty certain that Crow 111 only pays about 25 cents each for them or something ridiculous. I'm sure that's what he said. So I know for a fact that when they're charging dollars, they're taking the piss on eBay. And English people do the same. I've seen a bloke selling them recently. He was, how much was he charged? I only got 10 quid for 5 or something. I was like, piss off, mate. No chance. Right, there you go. And the last game that came with it is a copy of Chuck Rock, which I already own this game, but mine has got a massive tear. Well, not a massive tear, but it's probably about an inch tear on the back there, which is bloody frustrating. This is, I would say, a 6. Yeah, a 6 out of 10. It's not in the greatest of shape. It's got a lot of crease in there and there. Price stickers on there, by the way. And on there, $29.99. Bloody hell. Yeah, but other than that, it's only really the front, so maybe a 6.5 if I was really generous. But I've got 2 copies of it. I was going to replace that copy I've got with this copy, but quite honestly, they're not that expensive. Chuck Rock, it's not the most sought after game. I saw one on eBay about a day or 2 ago, and I think it's still on sale, and it's like buy now £10 plus shipping. So quite honestly, it ain't worth the effort of selling it. I might as well just keep it as a spare copy. Manual's in excellent condition, really happy with that. Look at the colour manual. I'll have to check the manual for Chester Cheetah, but it probably is colour. We've got the Nintendo Power leaflet. And we've got a poster as well, which is really cool. There you go, Chuck Rock poster. I always like these little posters they throw in. And some games on the back like Hook and Extra Innings and Equinox and Smart Ball. Now the tray is destroyed. I mean, look, it's really bad. It's flattened. So I need to buy a new tray. You can get them on eBay for a couple of dollars plus shipping. I mean, it's an expensive way of doing it for a bit of cardboard, but it's better than having a damaged one. And I need to buy one from Mortal Kombat 1, which is over there somewhere. Yeah, I never got one with that. I mean, I bought it off eBay. The guy forgot to put it in the box, and he said he was going to ship it over, but obviously he never bothered because why is he going to ship a bit of cardboard? I can understand that, but it's quite frustrating. But anyway, label, all nice condition, really nice pins. So yeah, so excellent. So I mean, obviously it doesn't bump the number up. I've still got 65 games, so I've got 2 copies of the same game there. Okay, so that's that. So yeah, I paid for that, for the console and the 3 box games and the loose cart with joypad as well, which is, the joypad was an English joypad for some reason. It was a PAL one, not an American one, which was a bit odd. And he also had a UK power supply, which he built himself, which was very strange. It had about 60-foot cord on it, I've never seen anything like it. And it also came with an S-Video cable, gold as well, which is decent, but it wasn't the best quality cable, to be honest with you. I wasn't that impressed with the picture quality. But yeah, I got all that for buy now, £29.99 plus £10 shipping, so 40 quid all in. And honestly, when you check on eBay America and you look at how much it's going to cost you just to ship just the console on its own without all the games and everything else, that is a really good price. So I was quite happy with that. Right, okay, so next thing I bought, now my N64. Basically made a list of games for the Nintendo 64 that I want to buy. I went through the whole list of games that were released, just selected the ones I'm interested in. I thought I'll just buy those, that'll do. I did find then that I just got to the point where I thought, you know what, I like buying box games. I don't like loose cards because I don't see the point and never have. I've always been a box game fan more because I like to have the packaging and you know, like a lot of people, I like to have the packaging and you know the manual and all the nice stuff that goes with it. But then I started thinking, well, I've got a fair few loose cards anyway. And the Nintendo 64 doesn't really hold any nostalgic value to me at all because I had one for like literally 5 minutes when I was a young'un. I don't even know why I bought one at the time, but I bought one, played GoldenEye Mario 64, and that was all I played. And I played GoldenEye the most. I played it like day in, day out for months on end. But then, you know, I was a massive PlayStation kid. I wasn't Nintendo 64. I can't remember back then the reason why I bought an N64, what possessed me to buy one at the time, but I did. And as I say, I was a massive PlayStation fan, so I was like PlayStation, didn't care about anything else. And so it doesn't really hold any nostalgia for me, the N64. So I just figured, you know what, to cut the costs, keep the money down, because, you know, this collecting thing can get very expensive, as you all know. And, you know, you just end up spending money on stuff that you really don't need. And instead of getting into a hole with the N64 and thinking, why have I got all these games and I'm not that bothered, I'm just going to buy loose carts and screw it, I don't care. I've already got GoldenEye and Diddy Kong Racing, and there's a stack of games there. I've had a few games come from a good friend, CC10 Gaming, I've got there, plus some others I've got that came with the console. So I'm just stick with loose cartridges. So I picked up the first one that I wanted to pick up, and it is Wave Race. Now I didn't know when I picked this up because it only cost me £3 plus £1.50 shipping, so £4.50 total. I didn't notice until I bought it that it's got the Player's Choice emblem there. And it does niggle me, I'll be honest, it does niggle me that it's got Player's Choice on it because I hate Player's Choice. But I'm going to let it pass because it's a loose cart and I don't care, it's in really good condition. Obviously if it was box copy I'd never have the Player's Choice because I hate that massive rosette on the box, it just looks nasty. So yeah, it's a bit pissed me off a little bit, but not pissed me off enough to want to change it. If it was Super Nintendo it'd be a completely different situation, but then I wouldn't buy a loose cart, so yeah. But yeah, so I've got Wave Race anyway, so that's a start. And I've got a fair few others I want to pick up. I mean, another thing that also pushed me to buy loose cart was there's a game called Star Soldier, which is on several consoles. I believe it's on PC Engine as well. And I didn't know it existed on the N64, but I saw it on the list, and it was only released in America and Japan. And I went on eBay, and there's a fair few Japanese copies in great shape for decent prices boxed. There's only one American copy, which was like $40, and it was in really bad condition. And I just thought, you know, what's the point of doing that when I can just pay like $5 or something, because you can get them quite cheap. Just buy a loose cart. I mean, you might as well just do that. So I will be doing that at some point. I'm just working my way through the list. And the only problem is you've got games like Conker's Bad Fur. They want like $40 for a bloody loose cartridge, and then the game's like $60. It's like boxed. So you might as well just buy a box copy at that point. Well, I don't know. It's a rip off anyway. Okay, so I've got a couple more things to show you guys. You know, as I say, it's been 3 weeks, so I've got a fair bit. Now, when my Super Nintendo died, and I was looking around on eBay and I was trying to find a system and everything, I found that deal. I was really happy with that deal. It was brilliant. Found a couple of other things as well that I was interested in. And the one I did find a really great deal on there for a system, Super Nintendo. And basically, it was a guy who's living in Germany, an American guy who's living over there. And I saw that he had this bargain deal on eBay, and I thought, oh, that's nice. And I'd emailed him before I decided to buy that deal from the UK seller, and just asked him how much the shipping cost would be. And I bought that deal, and then I got an email back from the guy in Germany, and he told me the shipping cost would be $15, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. Now, I'll show you what I bought from him first. Anyhow, it's a box Super Nintendo with Mario, and this is a Canadian one by the look of it, because it's got loads of like labels all over it in French and English, like my N64's got. So I've now got a Canadian N64 and a Canadian Super Nintendo, which is brilliant. This came today, and I'm really happy with this. The box is in really used condition, but I don't mind. I can live with that. It's really cool because like you got the whole Mario World thing there. You got Star Fox and all the other games there. The Super Scope in the corner. It's fantastic. I love it. So basically, I'll just tell you what happened. He had this on sale, buy now, $100, or it was on auction with a reserve. And I was watching it, and he lowered the reserve, and he emailed me back and said, oh, it's going to be $15 to ship it from Germany to the UK. I was like, great, because I didn't need to buy it because I got the loose one, but then I wanted to get a backup system, and I thought $100 is an absolute bargain looking at the price of box ones in America. And I know that if you import from Europe as well to the UK, you don't pay customs and you don't pay VAT, so it's an absolute bargain. And I thought $100, I'm having that, especially $15 shipping. It's not bad at all. It's about, I think $100 is around about at the moment about 60, 70 quid, somewhere around there. It's about 60, 65, I think. The exchange rate's a bit crap at the moment, unfortunately. And anyway, he emailed me back, said $15. Literally about 1 minute afterwards, I got another email from him, and he said, oh, I'm really sorry, I was going to drop the buy now price down to $75, but I forgot to do it. Would you be interested? If you are interested at $75, I'll do the shipping for free. So I got that, $75 on those, no shipping costs, that was it. So $75 for people in the UK is just shy of 50 quid. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, you can't argue with that at all. Really nice bloke as well, really friendly, great communication back and forth. He posted it Monday, my idea today, which is Friday. So 4 days, can't argue, absolutely excellent. So I'll crack it open and show you the system. I know you all know what it looks like, obviously, for condition wise. Okay, so first of all, we have Super Mario World in fantastic condition. You know, he said it was in great shape, and he wasn't wrong at all. Now, I won't get everything out. So you've got the power supply in there. There's 2 controllers in there as well. There's the RF lead and everything. But the most important part is obviously the system. And just look at this. It's beautiful. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic condition. It's immaculate. Look at that. Absolutely superb. I'm really, really happy with this. Beautiful grey system. And I've just tested it and it works perfectly. So it will be going in the cupboard and it'll be put away for the future when I need a spare system. Oh, I just noticed that. It's still got the power sticker there as well. Power switch must be off before loading or removing a game pack. Cool. And if you hopefully can see this, it's absolutely pristine. If you can see now, hopefully that's going to come up on the camera and show well. But it's immaculate. It's really, really nice. Yeah, even the back there with the expansion port. It's superb. So I'm very, very, very happy with this. Has it got a year on this one? Yeah, it's got French on the system as well, so it must be from Canada. Yeah, it's got 1991, so there's no way, there's no serial numbers on these, is there? No, I can't see anything. It'd be nice to know what batch number it is, isn't it? Anyway, but yeah. So yeah, got that. And it also, which is absolutely amazing, that's still sealed up. Got posters and precaution leaflets. As you can see there, it's got the registration card, the manuals, it's got the how to plug your system thing in and all, the directions. It's absolutely brilliant. $75 shipped. You can't argue with that at all. I mean, that's just a bargain. I just couldn't pass it up. So I'm really, really happy to have that. As I say, I'm going to put that away in the cupboard and keep it as a spare system. And the one I bought from the UK guy, basically what I did, because my old system, all that happened was the sound had gone and everything else worked, I salvaged bits from each system. So I've nicked the power supply out of the one that the UK one I've nicked the power switch and the controller port and the eject button and all, took that as well. So I put all that away. I've also got a spare cart reader from years ago, and I've got a spare sound module as well. So keep all these things because you just never know if you're going to need them or not. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. So that's all of that, guys. Is just, I know it's quite a bit, and I'm quite happy with all that actually. And the system in particular is just fantastic. Now I've got a couple more things to show you, and that's it really. But this is going to be interesting. Right, so basically, recently, I've been watching a fair few videos on YouTube, different people like Happy Console Gamer, Minx36. I hope I got that right, Craig. Sorry if I didn't, mate. I'm sure it's 36. And there was also Tootie UK, and I've also just been searching around on YouTube as well, looking at random videos. And basically, those three YouTubers have been talking about the Neo Geo recently. And now, when I started collecting years ago, which was, I'm not entirely certain, but I think it was around about 2003, 2004-ish. Probably might have been 04, 05, I really can't remember. But I really got heavily into retro collecting. It all started with the Super Nintendo. Then I bought a UK one. Then I eventually got rid of that. I bought a Mega Drive and Mega Drive 2 with Mega CD 2. And that's just some cheap crap I got off eBay. And then when I really seriously got into it, I bought a Super Famicom, and it went from there and snowballed. And I basically went mental, and I just bought like most collectors seem to do from what I've seen from being on YouTube, which is excellent because I wasn't alone in this. But I basically just went out there and went, I want this system, that system, that system, this system. I just went and bought everything. And I did own a Neo Geo AES for literally about 5 minutes. I had one, and at the time, I wasn't that impressed because I didn't have a 4x3 CRT TV to really appreciate the machine on. And so I also had a lot of systems, and my Super Famicom was taking all my time up. And so I literally had I think I had like Fatal Fury, and that's probably about it. And I've never been a fan of Fatal Fury anyway, so I don't know why I bought that. It was probably because it was cheap. But I basically played it, I wasn't that impressed, and sold it on. And that was a really stupid mistake, I know that, because you look at the price of AES systems now, and they're so expensive. They're ridiculous. But I've been watching all these videos lately, and it's like listening to people like Tootie UK and Minx36, and even Happy Console Gamer and their love for Neo Geo, and it's like, especially when I hear Tootie and Minx talk about how iconic that system was when we were kids, and it really was. I mean, the Neo Geo was like right up there. It was one of those systems that you were never ever going to own, no matter what. The price range of the machine was ridiculous, and the games were just insane, and there's no way you could ever afford one game, never mind get a collection of games. And so it was just an unobtainable system for us, and it really is difficult to explain to younger generations how big an importance the arcade was to gamers of our age group. And basically the arcade was the dog's bollocks, basically. It was the nuts. We all had little 8-bit systems and 16-bit systems, and you used to go on holiday and you go to the arcades, and you'd always come home thinking, when is that going to be in the home? When are we going to get that arcade perfection? And the Neo Geo was always that. I mean, it was the arcade in your home, but it was just completely out of reach for everybody. And to this day, the machine is extremely overpriced. The games, you can get a fair amount of decent games for a good price, but there's still those games which are just like Metal Slug and are just extortionate, and I don't understand why people pay the price. I just don't get it. They're just insane. So you may be wondering why I'm talking about a Neo Geo. Well, basically, I've decided that I am in the future, and it will be in the future, it won't be anytime soon, I will look to pick up an AES. I want to get another one, and I want to give it a proper try, because there's some great games. And watching Minx36, Tootie UK and Happy Console Gamer recently, and doing a lot of research online and watching a lot of YouTube videos, reading a lot of things on different websites, it's really got me into the AES again, and it's got me interested to try and find out what the games are. And I found that I always had this illusion as a kid that it was mostly fighting games, mostly one-on-one fighters, and there is a lot of them. But there's a good variety of like shooters, scrolling beat 'em ups, platformy type games. There's some pretty decent games, and I was quite impressed by the quality of what's out there. So I decided that I'm going to pick a system up, but as I say, it won't be for a long, long time. It'll probably be next year or something if I'm lucky, and that's if I'm lucky, because it might not be next year, it might be the year after. I really don't know, but get to the point, Pete. Basically, I picked up a couple of games recently for the Neo Geo AES. I'm going to try and pick up one game per month if I can. It depends, because they're so expensive. This is never going to be a collection. This is just going to be buying games to play because they're just so pricey. And I'm just going for all the games that are under £100 at the moment. you know, in the future when I'm better off, things will change and I might up the price range, but I'll never go like 500 quid in that because that's just stupid. But realistically, I just want to buy some cheap games, buy a system in the future, and just enjoy the Neo Geo and, you know, find out what it's all about. So without further ado, the first game I bought just recently is a game that everybody buys for the Neo Geo, I think, and it is Samurai Spirits, which is like Samurai Showdown. There you go. And this is amazing. I got this from. By the way, I've got to say, I love these boxes. There's just something about the tactile feel of these boxes. They just feel amazing. They're just so cool when you hold them in your hand. It's like wow. When you take them out of the box, it's like they're absolutely awesome. They don't weigh as much either. I thought they'd be a lot heavier than this. But yeah. Anyway, I bought this from a guy on eBay, and not noticing that he was actually in Japan. I thought he was in the UK. I didn't look properly, and he ships it on Sunday, and from Japan, this arrived on Wednesday, and I paid £3.50 for delivery, which is like the basic economy delivery. 3 days from Japan. I mean, how the hell did they do that? I think that's absolutely amazing. I was so blown away by the delivery. And then obviously you've got the humongous cartridge, which is there, which is fantastic. Amazing that these look really heavy, but there's nothing in them. They're really light. Yeah, I think as a kid, if I'd have paid 200 quid for one of these, I'd have been really pissed off. I'd have been like, oh, the game's great, it's awesome, I'm loving it, but I paid 200 quid for this and there's nothing in there. Yeah, there's a manual in fantastic shape. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, that's another thing that puts me off the ridiculous games, like the £500 games. And I think, Christ, if I was to pay £500 for a game, I'd be a bit gutted. Yeah, it would have come in a gold cartridge or something for that price. So I've got Samurai Spirits, which, as I say, is a standard Neo Geo AES title. I think everybody who buys the AES buys this because it's super cheap. It only cost me 20 quid, so it's dirt cheap. Right, okay, so I got that one. And then I bought one more game, and I just couldn't resist it. I had to pick it up. Happy Console Gamer seems to absolutely love this game. Darren Walshsock was telling me how much he likes this game, and it just seems to get a lot of love, so I thought I've got to give it a try. And it's something different from the Fighters, so I had to try it. And it is an American copy of Magician Lord. And not only is it that, it's also a sealed copy. There's a seal there, which is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying this in the future. I just love these boxes. The way they feel in your hand is just great, and they just look really, really cool. You know, the size, the way they dominate, they look amazing. And the artwork looks fantastic, and the plastic, and they're just awesome. And you look at the graphics on the back, it's like, holy shit. I mean, it really is that another level. It's just awesome. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing these games in the future. So that is the beginning of a journey on the Neo Geo AES. It's by no means a collection. Definitely not going to be a collection because you know, you have to be like a millionaire to be a collector of NES, Neo Geo, like full time. If you want to do a proper collection, I'll just be doing what everybody else does and buying the cheap games. But yeah, absolutely awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. So anyway guys, this has been a very long video and I do apologise, but obviously I had a fair bit to talk about and a fair few things to show you. So if you've stuck with me to the end, thank you very much, congratulations. Hope you enjoyed this video anyway guys, and look forward to all your comments below. As I say, please check out UK Retro Game Addict. I'm sure most of you already know Rich, but if you haven't seen his channel, go and check him out, awesome YouTuber. And thank you for watching guys, and I'll see you all again soon.